Today is February 1st. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It's a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today on the Big Book, we are going to continue our journey through There's a Solution. We'll be reading page 22. Out of the 12 and 12, we are continuing step 4 by reading page 44. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. Once again, we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. Another opportunity to work the program and live a life of integrity and a life of sobriety. That's always an exciting opportunity. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from the Big Book yesterday, we were talking about some of the aspects of a real alcoholic and how he is a real Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in a lot of ways. And I definitely saw myself in some of those descriptions. So we're on page 22 today. This is by no means a comprehensive picture of the true alcoholic, as our behavior patterns vary. But this description should identify him roughly. Why does he behave like this? If hundreds of experiences have shown him that one drink means another debacle with all of its attendant suffering and humiliation, why is it he takes that one drink? Why can't he stay on the water wagon? What has become of the common sense and willpower that he still sometimes displays with respect to other matters? Perhaps there will never be a full answer to these questions. Opinions vary considerably as to why the alcoholic reacts differently from normal people. We're not sure why. Once a certain point is reached, little can be done for him. We cannot answer that riddle. We know that while the alcoholic keeps away from the drink, as he may do for months or years, he reacts much like other men. We're equally positive that once he takes any alcohol, whatever, into his system, something happens, both in the bodily and mental sense, which makes it virtually impossible for him to stop. The experience of any alcoholic will abundantly confirm this. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Page 44. But that is not all of the danger. Every time a person imposes his instincts unreasonably upon others, unhappiness follows. If the pursuit of wealth tramples upon people who happen to be in the way, then anger, jealousy, and revenge are likely to be aroused. If sex runs riot, there's a similar uproar. Demands made upon other people for too much attention, protection, and love can only invite domination or revulsion in the protectors themselves. Two emotions quite as unhealthy as the demands which evoke them. When an individual's desire for prestige becomes uncontrollable, whether in the sewing circle or at the international conference table, other people suffer and often revolt. This collision of instincts can produce anything from a cold snub to a blazing revolution. In these ways, we are set in conflict not only with ourselves, but with other people who have instincts too. Alcoholics especially should be able to see that instinct run wild in themselves is the underlying cause of their destructive drinking. We have drunk to drown feelings of fear, frustration, and depression. We have drunk to escape the guilt of passions, and then have drunk again to make more passions possible. We have drunk for vainglory, that we might the more enjoy foolish dreams of pomp and power. This perverse soul sickness is not pleasant to look upon. Instincts on rampage balk at investigation. The minute we make a serious attempt to probe them, we are liable to suffer severe reactions. "24 hours a day, February 1st. AA thought for the day. When we think about having a drink, we're thinking of the kick we get out of drinking, the pleasure, the escape from boredom, the feeling of self-importance, and the companionship of other drinkers. What we don't think of is the letdown, the hangover, the remorse, the waste of money, and the facing of another day. In other words, when we think about that first drink, we're thinking of all the assets of drinking and none of the liabilities. What has drinking really got that we haven't got in AA? Do I believe that the liabilities of drinking outweigh the assets? Meditation for the day. I will start a new life each day. I will put the old mistakes away and start anew each day. God always offers me a fresh start. I will not be burdened or anxious. If God's forgiveness were only for the righteous and those who had not sinned, what would be its need? I believe that God forgives us all for our sins if we are honestly trying to live today the way He wants us to live. God forgives us much, and we should be very grateful. Prayer for the day. I pray that my life may not be spoiled by worry and fear and selfishness. I pray that I may have a glad, thankful, and humble heart. Daily Reflection, February 1st. Goal, sanity. Step 2 gently and very gradually began to infiltrate my life. I can't say upon what occasion or upon what day I came to believe in a power greater than myself, but I certainly have that belief now. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 27. Came to believe. I gave lip service to my belief when I felt like it or when I thought that it would look good. I didn't really trust God. I didn't believe He cared for me. I kept trying to change things that I couldn't change. Gradually, in disgust, I began to turn it all over, saying, "If you're so omnipotent, you take care of it." He did. I began to receive answers to my deepest problems, sometimes at the most unusual times. Driving to work, eating lunch, or when I was sound asleep. I realized that I hadn't thought of those solutions. A power greater than myself had given them to me, and I came to believe. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. And man, there was some of these readings today really hit me hard. First of all, in the 12 and 12, at the bottom here where it says, we have drunk to drown feelings of fear, frustration, and depression. That was a big one for me. Anytime I had a bad day or I was anxious or frustrated, depressed, I would drink at the situation. And that would numb me. But also the second line I can relate to. We have drunk to escape the guilt of passions, and then have drunk again to make more passions possible. Without getting too far down the road here, I did some terrible things while I was drinking. And then, when I came to, I realized what I had done. And guess what? To numb the shame and guilt that I felt, I drank some more. And in doing so, I made some similar mistakes and bad choices. And it was this spiral that just nearly destroyed my marriage and nearly destroyed my life. I've been there. It's awful. It's just another incentive not to drink again, right? But also going to the 24 hours a day. Man, beautiful start here. Let's see. I will start a new life each day. I love that line. I'll put the old mistakes away and start anew each day. God always offers me a fresh start. It reminds me of another book I read where it says that His mercies are new every morning. That's what it reminds me of. That what I did yesterday, all those mistakes and everything, according to what I understand, I am forgiven. I will not be burdened or anxious. If God's forgiveness were only for the righteous and those who had not sinned, what would be its need? I love this line here. I believe that God forgives us all for our sins if we are honestly trying to live today the way He wants us to live. God forgives us much, and we should be very grateful. Oh yeah, I think no matter what, I need to be reminded of that sometimes, that His mercies are new every morning, and we have a brand new life beginning the moment we wake up. It's a beautiful way to look at it. So with that, my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you have a great one. If you are sober today, please know that you're a miracle. And I'm sure that those who love you are very proud of you. And if you're not sober, you're a miracle as well. And you are worthy of recovery. And you have great worth and value. And I hope you realize that. That maybe you're here for a reason. I don't know. That's Robology. But I hope that you get the help that you need today. And you don't have to do it alone. There are so many resources out there. But isolation is a killer. So I pray that you'd find the help that you need with the right people. And please know always that I do not speak on behalf of AA or NA or Al-Anon or any other sect. I'm just a drunk in this lifeboat of recovery. Really honored to be here. And also thank you so much for all the emails. Anytime you want to share your experience, strength, and hope, please reach out to the show. And if you're okay with it, and if you specify it in the email, I would love and be honored to share your story on the podcast. But with that, my friends, if we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.